Every CA student, at least at one point in their journey, would have said, I wish CA was a little easy. I had said it a lot of times, and I guess that's the same with you as well. Cracking Indian CA is hard, incredibly hard. Even if you ask an All India rank holder if they would be willing to do it all over again, I really doubt that you would get a positive answer. The CA course is specifically designed to be like this for a reason. Let me give you two scenarios. Scenario number one, imagine an operation theatre. A person who's close to you is undergoing a surgery. Now, who would you want to be in the operation theatre as a surgeon? A person who worked really hard, who was serious about his profession and did all the efforts to become a doctor, that person? Or do you want a person who is just outright impulsive and just a happy go lucky guy? Who would you want to be operating your close one? Scenario number two, you are going to take a flight to some place. Now, who would you want to be entering in the cockpit as a pilot? A person who is well disciplined, well rested, along with 5,000 hours of flying experience, that person? Or another person who just partied so hard the last night and still the drinks are not fully out of his system? Who would you want? I guess you get the idea of where I'm going now. You can extend the same example to other scenarios like who do you want to be guarding our national borders, who do you want to be in the fire service, so on and so forth. Personally, if you ask me, I would choose a serious doctor over an impulsive doctor. I would always want a steady pilot over a brash pilot. When it comes to certain duties, certain professions, we don't want to take any chances. When the stakes are high, we don't want to make compromises. We want the best of the Jawans standing on the border. We want the best surgeons in the operation theatres. We want the best pilots flying the airplanes. That's because the margin of error in all the said duties and professions is too thin. So, don't you think the same logic applies for CA as well? Don't you think that only the cream of the cream should come out as chartered accountants? For a moment, let's just take the finance industry. No, I'm not even going till the stock market or protecting investors' interest. Let's just talk about the normal fixed deposits and recurring deposits. Why would the common Indian trust banks and deposit their money with them? It's because of the faith they have in the Indian banking and financial system, and the faith is ensured by the checks and balances present in the system. But who do you think largely ensures the checks and balances in banking and financial systems? Of course, chartered accountants. Now, I will not say that the financial system is completely free of loopholes. There have been some instances that have slipped through cracks. Yes, the Satyam scandal happened, and if you see from a global perspective, the Enron scandal happened, and also the 2008 US housing crisis happened. Despite all these black spots, there is still a good majority of CAs who ensure that the system is up and running and people keep their trust on them. Therefore, after becoming a professional, especially if you are getting into assurance services, that place needs a person who is serious and diligent in their work. By serious, I don't mean a person who's grumpy. By serious, I mean a person who is responsible, a person who has got their act together, a person who means business. So understand the real test in CA is not about proving your IQ or proving your ability to memorize. That's because anyway after clearing CA we are still going to refer to books or to the internet and get the problem solved whether we are in industry or practice. So memorization is not the whole point. The technical skills you will always learn through experience. You will gain through trial and error. The real test in the CA course, according to me, is that the institute wants to know if the student can exercise self control. Is the student really trustworthy? Is the student serious enough to want to become a chartered accountant? And how do they find that out? They find that out by creating a course that has 5,000 pages to read and master within 9 months. And this can be done only if the student can shut off all the distractions and manage the affairs of daily life, and if they can live that life for a continuous period of 8 to 9 months. All the CA Institute expects is maturity and seriousness, because if we say we are doing CA Inter or CA Final and if we behave like class 5 kids, then no matter how intelligent we think we are or how deserving we think we are to clear this exam, it is not going to be that easy for us to clear the particular exam. So that's one of the reasons why Indian CA is too hard. But it does not stop with that. As of now, in a given year, roughly 10,000 students come out as CAs. But what do you think will happen if suddenly in the next attempt 10 lakh students come out as CAs? We know that the value of anything is directly related to how much that particular thing is in demand and how much is its supply. Anything which is in too much supply, the value diminishes, and the value of anything whose supply is regulated and controlled increases. Common sense, right? I know that 10 lakh students passing out as CAs every year is a hypothetical scenario and it is extremely unlikely. But what if it really happens, and what if it becomes a routine thing? If it keeps continuing to happen this way over the next 2 to 3 years of time, then the whole value of the CA course and the meaning we attach to it will reduce drastically. And you wouldn't even care to watch a video like this because clearing CA course would not be that big a deal. We all know what happened to engineering and MBA from private colleges. It's quite easy to become an engineer or an MBA from a private college, but what after that? What are the odds of getting an entry level job? Even if you get one, what's the starting salary? What are the possibilities of promotion happening within the organization? And who do you think gets laid off first at the first signs of recession? The CA course will remain valuable only as long as there is a strong quality control and a strong filtering out mechanism. Whenever you think CA can be a bit easy, like the portions could be a lot simpler, or the number of subjects can be even lesser, or the question paper is a lot less challenging, then realize that your career will only get worse if those things happen. Therefore, instead of wishing CA can be a lot easier, think how much you can have much better focus, how you can develop better character and toughness. That would be a lot more productive. And finally, if you want to have a great career, the course that you choose should fulfill two criteria. Criterion number one: every course has an entry point and an exit point. At least one point in that entire course must be very difficult. That is, either the entry should be difficult or the exit should be difficult, or if both are difficult, that's even better. And criterion number two: once you come out of the course, you should be irreplaceable in the career market. Meaning, the work you are going to do should be able to be done only by humans largely, which is you, and the work should not be bound to be replaced by the machines or the AI for that matter. To give you examples, consider these different courses. If you see MBBS, both entry and exit are super difficult. And once you somehow come out as MBBS, you are irreplaceable by machines. That's why doctors will always be valuable in the job market. Next, if you take civil service examinations and the CA course, they both have this in common. They are super cost effective, anybody can apply to them, the entry barrier is too low, but coming out of the course successfully on the other side is super challenging. And again, once you come out on the other side as a civil servant or as a chartered accountant, you become unique and valuable and cannot be replaced by machines. That's why civil servants like IAS, IPS, IRS, and CAs, they remain valuable in any economy. Next, consider doing engineering or MBA from IITs and IIMs. Similar to MBBS, both entry and exit are difficult, but once you get through and come out, the very effort that you made all these 7 to 8 years to get into the IITs and IIMs and come out as a successful candidate would make you so rare and valuable. You would be definitely recruited into human specific jobs only. You would not be that easily replaced by machines. The last classification is doing the same engineering or MBA from private institutions. This is where the majority of the students join. If you want to join any of the private institutions, then they might conduct an entrance test for the namesake, and you will most likely get an admission seat as long as you pay the donation or the capitation fee. And once you join the college, again, it is pretty much sure that you will come out as a passed candidate. So both the entry and exit barriers are not that high. And because of this reason, post qualification, the concerned candidate might only manage to get into a mass recruitment job. I'm not saying mass recruitment jobs are bad. If that's what you want to do in life, that's totally fine. But if you think you want to be unique and have a future proof career, then you must have to pay a price upfront. And that price is heavy portions, tough question papers, and uncertain results. On that note, in case you have been struggling with CA for quite a while and if you have failed more than 3 times, I just have the right video for you. You can click here. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.